You ever buy anything from this company? Elf Beauty, Elf Cosmetics is down almost 50% in the last 12 months, and it's down over 24% in just one day because they had bad earnings. I guess not enough people are buying their products. I mean, I am, but just this lip balm. But because Elf is down 24%, I bought a little bit more. So should you buy more just because I bought more? Let's talk about it. Over the last couple days, I've gotten about 15 to 20 DMs from people saying, hey, I saw your video a year ago where you mentioned that you just bought stock in Elf, so I bought a lot of stock in Elf, and now it's down a lot, and I don't know what to do, and it's your fault because you made the video, so I just blindly copied what you were doing without knowing what I was getting into, and what do I do now? And this is a big reason as to why I don't usually share what I'm investing in, because things like this happen. So let's talk about stacking your investment portfolio, and we'll talk a little bit about Elf as well. A lot of messages that I got said it's my biggest investment, it's my only investment. I put everything I had into it. Elf is a small cap company. This is a $5 billion company. Compare it to something like Apple, which is a $3 trillion company. Building an investment portfolio is a lot like building a house. You don't start with the attic first, you start with the foundation. It's the largest and it's the safest part of your portfolio. This is stuff like S&P 500 index fund, technology fund, dividend ETF. You get the big foundation and then you build from there. Maybe some individual companies that are very high quality on top of that. And then some other kinds of investments like real estate investment trusts or maybe a little cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. And then at the very, very top, like 5% of your portfolio, something that is highly speculative, high risk, like maybe Elf. So it shouldn't be the largest, it should be the smallest. That's number one. Number two is never get your financial advice from anyone on social media, even me. When I made the video over a year ago and I said, yeah, I picked up a little Elf, what did I pick up? 10,000 shares? One share? Nobody knew. I just said I bought a little. Someone asked, I said, yeah, I bought a little Elf. And then you get tons and tons of people going, well, if he bought it, I'm buying it. No, you need to research these things first. You need to understand your own personal risk tolerance. How are your other investments stacked? Are you in S&P 500? Are you in technology? Do you have a Roth IRA? Or are you just copying random people on TikTok and hoping for the best? Because this ain't a strategy. I know this is the part of the video where you're going, oh, here he goes. He's going to try to sell us his course. Well, lucky for you, I don't have a course that is for sale. Mine's for free. I want to show you. All you really got to do is go right here and click on the menu, and everything here is free, but you don't want the course today. You want this, the fundamental analysis template. And there are some walkthrough videos here. It's totally free. If you click right here, it is totally fillable, and you learn how to do your own research. Now let's talk about Elf a little bit more. In 2023, I think it was around November, Elf was around $110 per share. My girlfriend gets this really big box in the mail, and I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's from Elf. And I was like, what is that? She told me all about Elf, why she liked the company, and I was intrigued. So I researched it. And I was like, oh, they're publicly traded, but man, it's $110 a share. 100 shares would cost me around $11,000. And I just don't want to drop $11,000 into something until I fully research it. So I made a plan to research the stock, and unfortunately, I forgot. Now, this is also another reason why I like to sometimes just buy one share, just to have it in my portfolio. If my goal is to get 100 shares, I'll just buy one so I don't forget. But this time I did. But usually that one share, or someone's going to say, what if I can't afford it? Then do a quarter of a share, do a half a share, do anything you can. You get that one share, you just keep it in your portfolio as a reminder. Keep an eye on it. If something happens, you want to start researching, you don't want to forget. I forgot. And the stock went up to over $200 a share. Now, inexperienced investors might go, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that rally. I'm going to buy it now and catch the next big run and try to double my money again. Inexperienced investors do that. Experienced investors go, all right, a couple of things are more than likely to happen. One, it trades sideways, or two, it drops because people take profits. So I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to wait. My chair is really cricking today. And because I am an experienced investor, and you are too, especially if you hit that follow button, I stepped back and I said, I think a correction is going to come. And I happened to be right. It went from $200 all the way back down to the low 100s. And that's when I got a little bit interested. So I was like, all right, I'm going to start buying a little bit here. That was my first time buying Elf, around 100, 105, 110, somewhere in that range. And then it started dropping. It got into the 80s, and I went, that's not good. And they had their earnings the other day, which we'll talk about in a second. And as you saw, it dropped over 24%. And that's also not good. But sometimes bad earnings aren't the worst thing in the world, especially for a new company that's still trying to grow and still trying to figure out how to utilize social media and expand and deal with all the stuff that's going on in the world today. And I saw a stock that's down over 50% or almost 50% and down 25% in a day as a risk, but a buying opportunity. So I did buy a little bit more. And you've got two strategies here with something that is in free fall. One, you roll the dice and you say, well, I'm just going to buy some here. This is called catching a falling knife, and it's risky. You might not want to do that. You might say, I'm just going to sit it out because I could buy it at 60 and it could drop to 40. You really don't want that to happen. I'm going to buy it because it's all the way down here and I hope it goes back up. Not really a strategy. The other strategy, which is something I'm also very fond of, is waiting until the policies and the changes that they make in their company work. Which you might look back in a couple of months and go, well, now the stock is 80. Damn, I should have bought it when it was 60. But you just don't know. But I like buying into the strength. I'm not always turned off on the idea of like, oh man, it was in the 60s and now it's in the 80s and I'm paying way more for this company if I know that their turnaround is working. I personally don't know what's going to happen. And I'm willing to take a little bit of a gamble because it's already a very small part of my portfolio that I don't mind if I buy a couple of little shares down here and I am wrong. It's a small part of my portfolio. I'm only putting in what I'm willing to lose, so kind of who cares? And if I'm right and the recovery plan works and before you know it, ELF is $80, $90 again, great. But I'm not throwing a ton of money in down here because I could be wrong. And I will buy more into the strength and into the recovery down the road if that happens. So ELF is facing a few issues that I think are kind of temporary. One, the big holiday spending season is over, so that explains the drop-off in sales. Two, there was less social commentary on TikTok, probably for a few reasons. One, a couple of months ago, everyone was obsessing over this TikTok ban, and there were the wildfires in LA. So the opinion of the big executives at ELF is people probably felt that it would be in poor taste to make videos going, here's what I'm doing with my makeup today. And three, the tariffs. ELF didn't know what was going to happen with Donald Trump and his proposed tariff plan. Most of the stuff that ELF sells comes from China. But when you run a $5 billion company, which is small potatoes compared to some of the big tech companies, but still, it's $5 billion. What do you do when something like this happens? A little bit of bad news. Do you just go, well, we had a good run, close it up, store's over? No, you regroup, you rebuild, and I think that's what ELF is going to do. They're working on some inventory, infrastructure program management. They're working on some new product launches. They're going to rebuild, they're going to grow, and they're going to try to expand. They're also trying to expand overseas in anticipation of potential tariffs. Should you run out and buy more ELF just because I did? Of course not. You need to make your own determination as for what is right for you, just like I determined what was right for me with my own heavily diversified portfolio and my own level of risk tolerance. All right, smash the follow. I hope this helped. See you later.